Resumption of dry run for the presentation of Group B. Moving on, we now looked at the cash flow challenge proposed and experienced by historically Black universities. These universities almost always deal with lower income students who are the most prevalent admissions and enrolled in colleges, even the HBUs, and they struggled to make difficult decisions about reopening and dealing with the losses in vital tuition, room, and board. This revenue normally is a fixture in historical Black colleges and universities. And when enrollment dropped and campus closures were ordered, students faced a challenge about focusing on preserving the GPAs with pass and fail requests along with withdrawals. And they lost their normal support network of peers, of campus support staff, secretaries, student advisors, and financial assistants. They also lost an opportunity to gain a stronger support network by connecting with one another, and losing touch with that day-to-day contact has prevented some students from resuming classes, and they have decided to join the workforce. So in addition to the financial and social burdens, many institutions have shifted into a crisis management mode. But historic Black universities are among the estimated half of college and university enrollment, and the most likely to be facing financial crisis during the pandemic and post-pandemic. It also forced many of the historical Black colleges and universities to the brink of financial disaster with the loss of income. So, the plan that many administrators and colleges and universities should look at is their preliminary cash balance and the forecast of revenue and expenses, along with several scenarios, best case, worst case, middle of the road, and utilize a cash flow tool, creating a revolving weekly forecast. The update should show the cash at the beginning of the week, subtracting daily expenses and revenue in decline. Updating this cash flow will surface any shortfalls and will allow administrators to identify needs and corrections that have to happen. The institution could have unforeseen circumstances. They could have unforeseen expenses, such as updating a building or bill collection, and the anticipated revenues may not come through. So they need to adjust a plan based on the changing data. The data should consist of all collected tuition money, which directs funds into university life. The money gathered either per course or by credit hour goes directly to the university to help pay for general utilities, wages for support personnel, and teaching salaries. And these functions require a large support group from the students, the teachers, and the community. At the University of Minnesota, we have an adjusted budget forecast and revenue sheet where the chart shows a complete breakdown of the $4.2 billion that the University of Minnesota has available for use. Solving the cash flow challenges. So, administrators can take an active role in helping with the cash flow challenge to look at more than their debt obligations, and they could possibly ask for an extension of credit, which could help the institution with cash flow. A cash flow projection and response plan are needed so the Institute can demonstrate that it has contemplated its financial situation and has a practical strategy for meeting all of its commitments. Additionally, colleges and universities should watch state and federal legislations for other possible sources of liquidity. This could include support through subsidies, CARES Act, and smaller colleges and universities, especially could be eligible for loans from the Small Business Administration. Also, they need to look at other ways to earn money. And this could be in participating retail sales, the creation of online stores, and selling such retail items as hats, t-shirts, cups, along with the college, university, and team mascot to alumni and special personnel. The colleges and universities can control cash flow by postponing planned capital projects that are already in the capital budget. However, there are opportunities for new revenue. For example, one state university of New York offered dorm rooms for use as temporary hospitals. Also, the other 3 locations and institutions offered dorm rooms for housing for healthcare professionals working in local clinics and hospitals that were on direct units, emergency room units, ICUs, specialty care units, and did not want to risk infecting their families by coming back and forth from work to home. They should also consider using conference spaces for community events and charging a small rental fee. In New England, many local schools and universities, they host annual swap meets in the spring and the fall to generate income and exchange stories and best case scenarios. So, since colleges and universities also have the opportunity to merge and create a new organization, this can increase diversity, funding stability, and offer more courses to a wider range of students. They can also use interdisciplinary programs to improve the quality of education and improve overall performance. The benefits of merging the community and society is they fill in the need for technical training for manufacturing and construction by offering programs needed for the community. A lot of these programs are certificate programs which can have a direct impact on the regional community at large by creating jobs and new opportunities. Right now, we will watch a video about the MCC UT merger excitement. Donna, please hit play. Another challenge for institutions is how the pandemic will affect the recession in the United States and enrollment for the academic year and future. Students need to be interested in enrolling and actively completing their college courses and their university obligations. The institutions may have to amend some core components of their traditional strategies. For example, some higher-ranked institutions, including Harvard, are increasing their acceptance rates by going further into the applicant pool to increase enrollment numbers. This is especially true for adult learners who may be distanced from their last certification or their last course. When institutions deliberate on modifying their enrollment goals for financial causes, they should think cautiously about going into the depth of the pool and constricting goals for their mission. It becomes a situation where the mission statement for a university may conflict with the need for income. And in this case, we have a short report about colleges and crises and the future of higher education. Donna, please hit play. So, solving the enrollment challenge. So, colleges and universities should emphasize adult learners and non-traditional students, especially at the graduate and PhD level. these students are the most likely to need a new skill set, i.e. reskilling, or upskilling, where they are looking to add more certification and more education to increase a wage or to earn a promotion. What happens is unemployment surges in the United States have increased an interest in online learning, which then has brought more adult learners into universities and colleges. If there's a question about growth, the adult learner offers an opportunity for colleges and universities to tap into a different pool. If there's one thing that COVID and the pandemic has taught us, is that online learning will change as time goes on, and it gives a lot of colleges and universities a bit more time and incentive to set up more programs geared towards online and adult learners. What this does is it creates a significant increase for the long-term health of the institution and financial support. Solving the enrollment challenge will also continue to challenge previous thoughts on pricing and possible scenarios of how to rate pricing. This may include offering significant tuition discounts and offering on-campus teaching benefits. If institutions will impose the regular tuition rates, some students may not return. And if hybrid learning is going to be the quote-unquote new normal, different rates will need to apply to students who enroll specifically in online classes. Along with this strategy, many institutions are personalizing financial packages and aid packages. The goal now is to create individual plans for individual needs, which is something that many colleges and universities should have been thinking of a long time ago. When they adjust their plans, this helps with specific financial disparities, and it makes the best use of limited resources or prior lectures which have been recorded and now can be reformatted and repackaged. So, another way to solve the enrollment challenge, for better or worse, is that we are likely to see a bifurcation between the delivery of academic education and the overall college experience. Numerous institutions may reduce tuition rates because running online classes is less expensive than hosting on-campus classes. Rightly or wrongly, in many people's minds, these rates will set the floor for the cost of education. This could be a deciding factor on whether or not students will head back to campus or whether they will revert to previous pricing models. This also is a question of many parents, students, and legislators who will ask whether the on-campus experience is worth the difference in cost, i.e. a destabilization and a demarcation for colleges and universities to either unbundle their pricing, assign separate costs to individual aspects of the education experience, or move to a per credit per hour billing. And in that, we have our conclusion. So we will have reference slides and other further discussion Q&A prompts in the actual presentation. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'm sorry for the barking and the fighting dogs.